Hi, Maisi. Thank you to the University of Saskatchewan and Dirk de Boer from the College of Arts and Sciences, and to all the people who supported my nomination for this honorary degree. I want to acknowledge Chancellor Macreath, President Stoichev, Elder Roland Duquette, Dr. Jackie Ottman, members of the graduating class, faculty members, parents, family, friends, and all those gathered in celebration today. No one achieves anything alone, something I'm sure that you, the graduates, especially understand. We owe our families for their loving support and generosity, for always being there for us. We owe our friends, fellow students, and co-workers. We owe our teachers and mentors. We owe our communities. And it's times like this that our hearts are full, and thank you doesn't seem to be enough to express how we feel. Certainly it does not adequately express the way I feel. My heart is full. I owe so many people so much. I owe the late Dr. Laurie Barron, who invited me here for the first time in 1991 to teach a summer class, and also David Carpenter the following summer, who asked me to job share with him in the Department of English. And I've been here since. I also want to tell you about my father, who as a small boy came on the river by canoe, muskrat trapping with his grandfather, my great-grandfather. And they camped at the bottom of the hill. And in the morning, my grandfather brought him up the hill. He was about 8 or 9 years old. And he said his grandfather pointed out, I guess, what was probably the first buildings or the beginning of the university, and told him, they're making a great school. And he said, someday your children are going to be here. So I never forgot that. Just before he passed away, my father was in the hospital across the street. And I pointed out my office to him on the 11th floor of the English department. And he was very emotional. And I think about him today as I get this honorary doctorate. I thank the Great Mystery for this beautiful day and for lending me this good life. I thank the Great Mother, our Earth, for her kindness and her beautiful bounty and her generosity. I thank the first old grandmother, keeper of all knowledge and laws, for her gentle love and for always being here for us. I thank the 4 grandfathers who sit at the 4 doorways, the east, the south, the west, and the north, for their courage and their protection. Saskatchewan, our beloved homeland, is a hard place for my people, Indigenous people. It's a hard place because Indigenous and settler societies have always lived in 2 solitudes. We Indigenous peoples believe in a life as a sacred hoop where grandmother owns half of the circle and grandfather owns the other half. We believe that everything is interconnected, that everything has spirit, and that everything is our relative, and that the earth is our mother. We also believe that we must look 7 generations ahead in terms of the people we represent. I can't speak for my children or my grandchildren. I can only speak for the 7 generations. So I ask you, graduates and faculty, to think about that and about what you believe, what you know, and what you've been taught. There are so many differences. It's hard to find common ground, to find a place to begin. We have never learned to really speak to each other. When we come to university, it is an equally hard place. With very little exception, we see nothing that reflects back who we are. Rather, we see reflected an invented stereotype and a history with settler peoples that is one of anti-Indigenous attitudes and actions which created a rift among us that we are all struggling to reconcile. This university is situated on our lands, but all the land acknowledgements will mean nothing unless the university ensures that the people of this place, the Indigenous faculty, staff, and students, are valued. When genuine local and experiential knowledges are embraced, acknowledgement is not enough. The growing number of Indigenous students from Saskatchewan on this campus and in community programs tell us clearly that Indigenous people of this place want to be here. And today in 2021, our university is in the midst of trying to decolonize and indigenize to make this institution a kinder place. Many programs and initiatives have been introduced recently as a result of efforts from many people, and there's growing evidence of change. We are seeing more relationships among our respective peoples growing in positive ways, and we see more efforts aimed at capacity building. But reconciliation will not happen without systemic and structural change. We cannot be losing Nehiawak, Métis, Anishinaabe, Dene, Lakota, Dakota peoples from this place to other universities. What that tells me and tells our communities is that they are not valued. Our people cannot be silenced when they critique and challenge some of the ways things are done here, ways that do not support local knowledge or enhance Indigenous success. The road ahead is very difficult for all of us. We need lots of courage and strength to make that change. We need many allies within the university, and we need a larger community to help. Being here virtually with all of you graduates today gives me hope for the future of our relations. Ninanaskumun, I give thanks for past leadership and the old people whose hard work and commitment created a place for us in this university. And I also give thanks to the friends and allies who walked with them. And I give thanks for today's leadership and the friends and allies who walk with us now. The great mystery, to give us all of the courage and the strength we need to continue the work, to tell a new story for all of our children and for the generations to come. I had a friend who came here to university, and she graduated with a PhD. It was a dream she had as a little girl in residential school. She lived a hard life, but she was able to come here as a single mom and put herself through. I accept this honorary degree in memory of Dr. Janice Akuz, who worked in the English department and who had a very difficult time there. I also accept it for the many men and women who made and continue to make a place for our people on this campus. All my relations. Hi, mercy. Thank you.